What's up, guys? I wanted to make a short video on the different polishers I have and how they differ a little bit for anybody who's interested into getting into auto detailing or maybe paint correction at home. What's up, YouTube? I wanted to make a quick video over the different types of polishers that I currently have and what they're used for. So if you're a beginner, maybe to give you some type of explanation on what the different style polishers can do for you. First up, I have this Adams mini swirl killer. This is a 12mm long throw, and it has a 3-inch pad that you use. So this is what you call a backing plate. The backing plate attaches to the actual polisher itself, and to the backing plate you go ahead and you connect your polish and your compound pads to it. All right, so this is good obviously for smaller areas on the car. So if you take a look here at the bumper, you have these smaller areas right here. This is where this comes into play. Obviously go along the body curves of the vehicle as you're polishing or correcting the paint. Originally I had bought a 3-inch Grills Garage polisher, but I found that one bogged down, so when you're doing your paint correction, it just couldn't cut, enough. It didn't work hard enough, I felt. So this one, this Adams Mini Swirl Killer, definitely has a ton of torque, more torque than you really ever need for polishing on a 3-inch or smaller pad. Another thing to mention if you're just starting out, with all this torque that this machine does put out, you want to ramp up. These are all variable speed. If you see, you can click or turn the dial to what speed you want, 1 to 6. So just like any other polisher, when you first start off, you prime it and put a couple dots on here on the pad, and some people put it out like this, spread it out, or just put it on a 1 to 2 setting, spread out your polish, and then you're gonna make your working passes as you work. This is a 6-inch Grills Garage random Orbital polisher. So this was my entry level, or my first polisher that I had purchased. It's relatively cheap, I think around like 140 bucks or so, and you can find them on a lot of different websites, Auto Geek, or you can actually purchase it if you're here in the Tacoma area. Grills Garage's flagship store is actually here by the Tacoma Mall, which I did not know beforehand. But this is an entry-level dual action Orbital, and a dual action refers to the oscillation of the machine, how it oscillates. So this comes with a 6-inch, and most of them will come to fit a 6-inch pad. A lot of mine I have downgraded or got a 5-inch backing plate so that I can use 5-inch pads or 5.5-inch. With the bigger 6 or 6.5-inch pads, yes, you have a bigger surface that you're working when the polisher is running, but you have less control over it. So I find that with a 5 or 5.5-inch pad, you have more control over the area that you're actually working. And again, keep in mind that the smaller the pad, the more force that is generated. So you're almost like condensing the amount of force that you're using once you go from a 6-inch down to a 3-inch in that area that you're working in. This is the Grills Garage Boss G15. These are a good, I would say, not really even entry level, but top of the line Rupes, they're typically around the $400 price range, and the flexes, or like the upper class, something like a Grills Garage, like Adams, they're more along the lines of like a mid level compared to like a Harbor Freight $60 DA. And just like any of these DAs, you can yield the same results. A lot of it is technique, but like anything else in life, like what the difference between a Honda Civic, a Mitsubishi Evo, and even a Mercedes-Benz is the user experience, the user feel that comes with the product that you use. So although you can attain the same results, it's about the user experience. So this is a long throw. It's a 15 millimeter long throw. So 15 millimeter oscillation this way as the machine is on, all right? It oscillates 15 millimeters compared to the 6-inch earlier. So with the long throw, there's a little bit of a learning curve. If you go from an entry-level polisher like that, the 6-inch Grills Garage, to this, at first, I'll say that the 6-inch, if you're used to it, it feels more powerful. Feels like it's putting more power down to the paint. You know, like the torque is more compared to the 15 millimeter long throw. So it takes a little bit of adjustment. And at first, when I got the 15 millimeter, coming from using this, after correcting my whole Evo with this 6-inch, I felt that the 15 millimeter didn't have the power I was looking for. But after a while, you realize that the dual action, the long throw of this is actually doing more work, and it's polishing or correcting the paint faster. So after you get down to the actual feel of, well, it doesn't feel like, you know, really torquey or grabby, like it's really, you know, grinding at the paint per se, even though it's not grinding. This actually, in the long run, is a better working machine than the 6-inch. After you go from, and again, those dual action long throws, they have them at 15 millimeter, and then another one is a 21 millimeter. So if you have big flat body panels, a 21 millimeter, of course, is a longer throw, right? The oscillation is 21 opposed to 15, but then they will tend to bog down as you're going around the curves of the car. So something like this Evo, it has a lot of body curves, the contour of the car, so it will maybe bog down in certain places as you're going over those curves. It may bog down, so something like a 15 millimeter is what you may find more user-friendly on this car. So the next step up would be a Flex. I just bought this. This is my latest polisher I just bought, and it's a Flex XE3401 VRG. So the thing with the Flex is, this would be, you know, one of the top polishers on the market. This and Rupes. So this is a forced rotation polisher. So what happens is it oscillates, right, just like the long throws. But if you're pushing or you're going against one of the body contours or the body curves, it will force the rotation as well. So it forces the rotation. If you were to take that 15 millimeter long throw or the 6-inch DA and you start to apply pressure, it will bog down and the machine will stop. The pad will stop rotating. Therefore, you're not really getting any paint correction. So that's the good thing of this, is forced rotation, and you can correct the paint. Some would say a little faster, and some would argue that point. The good thing about this is you can go over the curves and you're not gonna have problems with it bogging down. It will power through. So instead of just oscillating, it forces it as well, and it powers through the paint. I will say that I've corrected one vehicle. I took all of my tools and I picked this up in Arizona. Corrected 4 vehicles down there for all of my family members. And this is a workhorse, but you will get a workout from this. This tool will make you work for the results. So you definitely feel like you got to work out after working from this. User friendly, yes it is, but there is a learning curve. So when you're working with this tool, like, it's going to pull you one way. So if you start going down, it may pull you another, and you'll have to, you know, kind of play with it a little bit to figure out, okay, well, if I'm going up, which way do I need to hold it? If I'm going down or right or left, which way do I need to hold it? So there is a little bit of a learning curve going from a forced rotation to this from, you know, your long throws, but it is well worth it, especially if you have a vehicle that is, you know, has a lot of paint swirls or swirls in the paint. That will come in handy. Again, I just wanted to do a little introduction going over the different polishers that I currently have, some of the uses. Again, this is for the more intricate areas, like around the bumpers, the A-pillars on the side of the car, even the mirrors. You're gonna use a smaller polisher, all right? If you have a lot of curvature, you may want to use a smaller polisher as well, depending where the curves are. The 6-inch Grills Garage machine, again, good entry-level polisher. If you're trying to get into polishing, I think you can even get these at AutoZone. So very easy to find. And then a G15 Grills Garage Boss system. I would highly recommend this over the 6-inch. Yes, it's more money, but I think the user experience overall is a lot better. And then we also have the Flex Rotation, the Flex 3401 force rotation. It kind of gives you a little bit more of a workout, you know, but once you work out the kinks, it's a workhorse. Can you get all the same results from a Harbor Freight? Again, yes you can, but it comes down to user experience. Hope this helps somebody out there, and we'll see you next time. Again, thanks for tuning in. If you like what you saw, please leave some comments below. As always, subscribe, like, and I will have some upcoming videos. I will need to wet sand some parts of the Evo. I'll need to compound and polish the Evo again. And then on some of our other vehicles, I will go ahead and do some side-by-side comparisons. Upcoming, I have Dallas Paint Correction DPC's Armor, which is the SIO2. I will compare that or put that up against Beadmaker. I will go over some results as far as, you know, as the weeks go by, give you some side-by-side comparisons on it as well. I do want to put an offer out, so if you do have a vehicle that has swirls, holograms in it, or you're just interested in getting into the auto detailing hobby yourself, as I have no problems helping you out because I do have all the tools. I've spent quite a bit of money on this, and to me, this is it's a passion, right? It's kind of like once your eyes are opened up to the world of paint correction, properly taking care of your paint, to me, it's like you can't unsee it. So I look at the cars down the road. I'm like, oh yeah, that guy takes care of, that girl takes care of their paint. This one doesn't. Look at the water behavior on that. So really, it's to me, it's like an awakening, you know. But if you would like to get your car detailed, if you're an active duty service member currently serving at JBLM in the Fort Lewis area, personal message me. I have no problem letting you use my tools, and I will correct your vehicle with you. I will show you how to do it so you can get into the auto detailing hobby, and you know, so that you can have a beautiful looking car. Cover the cost on the materials that we use, because of course it does have wear and tear on my pads. But if you're active duty, I have no problems helping you out. Especially, I know if you're lower enlisted, you may not have the funds to be buying all these polishers and that. So like I said, that offer will always stand. Hit me up with a personal message. Hope you like what you saw, and we'll see you next time.